There we go. Alright. Here we go, that shit. Alright. Click here. Click over there. Alright. Alright, let me check the stream. Sounds like on sound and everything, hopefully. Hold on. Alright. Alright, so everything seems good. Bots have done the right bots have done their stuff and things in usual places. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and get started. So, as always, everyone, heyo, my fellow Rumble Maniacs. It's Mr. Rumble Roses here, and welcome to yet another installment of Elden Ring Night Rain. So, originally I was gonna be doing some Dead by Daylight, but I kind of had somewhat of an itch to do more Night Rain, especially when it comes to doing my little current build that I doing my current little thing that I started doing as of yesterday. Now, I'm pretty sure some people are gonna be saying like, now, I'm not gonna say that I'm like a psychic, mind reader or anything like that, but there's a part of me that kind of thinks to myself like, people are gonna be assuming that that I must, be having like a burnout thing of DBD, and no, it's not really that. It's not really a case of like, oh, I'm getting burnout from playing DBD. Um, like, I don't mind DBD. I don't mind playing DBD and everything like that. Um, and I'd say like, and I'd say like even though like I still have like the lingering thoughts going through my head of for people who I thought were friends who and I'm going to just mention this now because I really don't give a shit anymore. But there was a streamer I knew known as Afflicted, formerly known as Mr. Detroit Love, who I used to play a lot of Dead by Daylight with. Like I play a lot of DBD with him and people within his community and people within the community. And for whatever reason, one random day, it's like he had some sort of problem with me, because I was because of how like I said this before, like he might spin it, he might try and spin it in a different narrative or whatever, and I doubt that I'm ever going to get like a fucking reply from him because of how he he edited his little thing where it's like, oh, you can't be able to do unban requests, even though, like, in my opinion, he should not be allowed to do that. Like, if you ban somebody, I feel like, you should, always have, like the, request unban or something like that. Like, I feel like he should not have had that to begin with. I think to me, in my opinion, he should have, always have the unban request. You know, because then I could be like, okay, like, and I bring this up because like I was so like, because every now and then, like, it comes from the back of my mind, it goes front and center because, like, I still hate the fact that, this motherfucker, he bans me, he bans me from from his stream, he shuns me from his community, and I never got a fucking reason as to why, other than the fact that, like, I saved him from a hook, from a hook in DBD, despite the fact that, we could see the killer within a certain range, even though that they were completely chasing someone else and everything, and, the one thing that, and the one thing I've learned about Afflicted, over the course of my time playing with him is that he loves being chased. Okay, like, this motherfucker loves being chased more so than trying to, like, work on the fucking gym, And it's like, and I'm not saying, like, he shouldn't, be having that mindset. It's like, hey, more power to you. If you want to build, if you want to be, that, do that little play style, being like, the person, who tries to, to get the aggro of the killer or whatever, or just, maybe go for saves, fine, but don't, be fucking, getting bent out of shape, getting like your, you know, your panties twisted or whatever, those, random sayings go, of, like, when someone tries to fucking save your ass from a hook, and, and all of a sudden, like, they try, your savior tries to go for a heal on you, and all of a sudden, you're just bitching and bitching and bitching, just pointing, you're just pointing and everything like that, and then acting like I'm the problem. Because, and I say this because, like, I remember, the time that I actually had a stream up on my phone, because I don't really do that because, stream delays and, trying, like, to focus on my end of the game because, like, I have to, like, because I have to, like, switch from, like, like, PC channel to PlayStation channel in order to play the game and everything like that. But, there's a whole situation of, like, oh, and, like, I decided to try to have them up for one day on stream and everything like that, especially, like, without having to worry about, like, my fucking, uh, my fucking, phone, like, you're running out of juice because I always have, because often at times, like, I have my phone connected to a little USB, to a little outlet thing, which was part of an old charger that I had, but, the charger thing itself it ended up exploding more or less, so I had to take, like, the little, like, plug-in thing from that and then, like, put it in the back of my computer, so it kind of acts as like like a sort of like a USB cable looking thing, but also allows me to, you know, charge my phone. But yeah, it's like I go and, I'm hearing them, like, there's ranting and raving and everything like that. And he pretty much said, in the last game that I had with him, he basically just ends up, throwing the game because of how, like, all because, I tried to save his ass and everything like that. And and then he has the fucking gall to be like, Chad, look at this motherfucker. Like, he comes over here, saves me, doesn't even play the game, everything like that. And I'm like, it says the guy who, and I didn't say this, like, in his chat or anything like that, because I was trying, to, like, because unlike him, I was trying to be civilized, I was trying, like, to not start anything, in his chat and everything like that, because, because contrary to popular belief, even if, there were times where, I would, you know, maybe get, like, somewhat of a scolding from him or whatever, I still had me some fun there because I was there because I actually found because I found people to hang out with, especially play DVD with, because I don't have a whole lot of people that I would be able to play DVD with. I would know mostly do things solo. And, contrary to popular belief, it's like, even if I didn't, play DVD, even if I wasn't, like, in a Swift with them all the time, I still was known to always hang out there. But, anyway, I'm getting off track. I said my piece, as far as Afflicted goes, because, I doubt he's ever gonna fucking see this, whatever, but, and, until I get, like, confirmation as to, like, why, he banned me for no fucking reason, and all that stuff, it's whatever. Because I'm pretty sure, he's long forgotten about me to the point where it's like, he probably, he'll probably, like, pretend, like, he doesn't, know who I am, even though, like, I will always, even though I know that's not really true. Like, I know he still knows me, even if, he might not talk about me anymore, or might not be able to be around. But anyway, I decided to do a little thing of, like, kind of just, I kind of, like, decided to put, DVD on the shelf right now. I didn't uninstall it or anything like that. I'm just kind of, just maybe I'm probably gonna, like, maybe I'm probably gonna, like, do a thing of maybe play it sometime on my active week of streaming. But I was like, you know what? It's a little bit late than what I had planned, because I had one of those situations where it's like, when I lay down, and get at least a little bit of sleep and all that, sometimes it's a little bit hard for me to fucking get up. So what I did was I decided to play some more Night Rain, and in particular, I decided to do more of my Guardian build. So let me first, select the Guardian, aka Guardian Solaire, as I like to call him. So, in the last stream that I did, I had begun my journey once again of trying to play through at most the main game bosses, because, like I said, I am probably never going to do the DLC bosses again, or at least very rarely. But last time I did this, I took on the first two bosses of the game in trios, which was Triceratops and Gaping Jaw. So now we're going to be trying to see if we can get into a Sentient Pest and Augur expeditions. And we're going to be playing around with a build that I made that I call the Guardian build, or the Guardian's Abilities build. So, in this case, I'm using the Guardian's Goblet, which has 2 blues and a green. I'm using the Witch's Brooch, which has, the 2 things for Guardian, where it has Solar Restore nearby allies is HP while art is active, and successful guard send out shockwaves while ability is active, and plus 3 to vigor. A blue Grand Drizzly scene where it has a thing for Guardian where increased duration of character skill, partial HP restoration upon post damage attack, and plus 2 to vigor. And then the final one is a green Grand Tranquil scene where it has a thing for Guardian where it creates a whirlwind while charging halberd attacks, basically doing a strong R2 attack. Character skill cooldown reduction plus 2, and ultimate auto charge plus 3. So, the reason why I call this the Guardian's Abilities build is because, and this is something I kind of did like a little bit of research on. So, in the game, every character has 4 unique little abilities that are tied, specifically, to their own little things that they can do themselves. And with all the relics and stuff like that, from remembrance relics to relics that you can be able to get, from like either a collector signboard or small driver's R, or just overall RNG as far as like relics go. Um, there were two relics that came. There was two relics that I discovered that had two out of that had like that basically had like half of the abilities for certain characters, and that was Guardian and Wilder. So for Wilder's case, he has Wilder's earrings because it has a +1 additional character skill use, and art activation spreads fire in area. And then with Guardian, he has the Witch's Brooch, which has which has what I mentioned earlier. So I decided to try and do a little thing of like taking those two relics for from those relics from for those characters in particular, and trying to see if I can like make a loadout make loadouts that had um, that has some good stuff. That has some good stuff at most. That would be also including like the other abilities. Um, and that's what I managed to do. And this one and in this case I would say I think I made a pretty nice. I think I made a pretty good little build. Now could it be better? Maybe, but as far as like the RNG roll and stuff like that you get from getting random relics, this is probably about as close to like a god tier loadout that I could probably do for Guardian, especially having a build that has all of his abilities able to be on display. So I decided to do a little thing of like, you know what, I'm gonna go see how this how this build works in action, and I'm playing against all the main bosses in the game, go from there. And because sometimes I might like to do it every now and then, I have changed my little in-game name thing to Guardian Solaire because that's what I am basically. Like I am Guardian, but I am donned in the Night Solaire outfit from Dark Souls. Because praise the sun. Anyway, so how these runs usually work goes like this. So I usually try and do a trios expedition where it's mainly just like me and a couple of randoms at most. Sometimes I might, I might, kind of like be like, hey, if anyone wants to partake, the adventure with me, they're more than welcome. But most of the time, it's always, gonna be like me and two randoms. But what I usually do is I try and do two bosses per stream because sometimes, because sometimes, queuing up queuing up for said bosses can, be random, and you never know exactly to when or if you're going to be able, to actually get to a thing. To even, like when you get into those sessions, it does take quite a bit of time because you have to go for like 3 different days, like 2 days, kind of like I say that kind of like like 2 days preparing, and get everything as much as you can to the third day of when you actually fight the boss, that you're queued up for. Um, so it's two bosses per stream usually, and depending on how things go, determines whether or not how I interpret things. So like if I can be able to do both Sentient Pass and Augur in this stream, then I will fully log the stream from start to finish. If I can only do one boss, but I can't be able to do anything with the other because for whatever reason, then I will make what I pretty much refer to as just a stream highlight video where I show the winning run that I had of whatever boss I went up against. But let's say like for example that I can't be able to get into the bosses. There's maybe maybe like an hour has gone by or so that or like I get into those sessions but I can't be able to get to the day 3 bosses, then I do not VOD stream at all. Like I consider that run for now as a bit of a failure. So yeah. Uh, like this pretty much what I like to call, what I like to kind of call what's like a fun run type of thing. Like I make, like I try like make like various little builds from time to time, and I just go up against like the main bosses um, because I rather go up against the main bosses than having to deal with the DLC bosses, because contrary to popular belief, or whatever, um, like I'm not saying the DLC bosses are so bad or whatever, even though I feel like the balancers are a bitch, from like regular and Everdark. But it's one of those cases where it's like, okay, I really I really don't care about going up against them, especially when it comes to trying to fucking do the whole situation for the most part with the whole the new maps, the deep hollows or whatever the fuck. It's like I'm not really a big fan of those maps. I feel like I feel like probably there's only like two things at most that I don't mind um, about the new maps from the DLC. So the first one I would say like I don't mind is the ability to possibly get like some extra mark. And this something I remember like doing a long while back, but apparently on like the new map and the new DLC maps, Great Hollow, whatever. There's kind of like these two tower arena things, and apparently I think like what happens is if you go to either one, um, there'll be like a random status effect or something that happens. I think like not only for you but also for the bosses. And what you have to do is you have to fight through whatever conditions that there is, and try and get to the top, and then it'll be kind of like I'm gonna say like a great rune type of thing, like a great rune type of thing that'll be up at the very top, and if you interact with that, you can be able to get some extra mark. Recluse and a Raider. Yeah, like that's one thing I say like I don't mind as much. Hey, we got an Indian Raider. So we got a little bit of the Sunnian Bros in action. Even though I'd say most of the Sunnian Bros exist like me and Onyx, but but it's like being able to see a Guardian Solaire or the Onion Raider, it's like But anyway, yeah, the second thing that I'd say like I don't mind is the power of the shifting Earth, because if I remember correctly, the whole situation with the shifting Earth of the new map stuff is, I think like once you're out of, I think like once you're out of Flask, um, then your art gauge stuff feels more quicker, so you can hopefully try and do more of your ultimate art specials. But other than that, though, it's like, you know, it's like other than that, though, it's like, okay. Okay, I see they got I see that they got the Evergel Meta Relic. Take that from now. I'm actually gonna take Blood Flame Blade. I think I'm gonna put that shit on my thing. Okay, we got Madness area. That stopped you from doing a little frenzy shit. Sick. I guess I'll take this. Ow. Alright, put that there. I'm doing a bit of a thing, in a way, because, like, you know, I'm trying to, like, I'm taking the great bow, especially because it has rain arrows, but, you know, I'm also doing the thing of, like, oh, I want to, strong, 4. Yeah, I think for right now I'll still keep my my halberd guardian on me for right now, but I more than likely will get rid of it as you know. Well, and also I hear a scarab. Okay, well, I don't need that no more. I don't need that no more. We really want to go there. I got nailed by the, yeah, I'm about to say, I think he got nailed by the, by that. Okay, question is, what Night Invaders do we have? Let's do that, I guess. Ow, ow! Let's see if I can... do that. Oh, we got beastmen. More really strong. I love to see it. Some of these. Ow. I'll get that. Alright, little Savon. Leval Savon. Not really a good, not really a good, what was I trying to say? Not really a good, talisman, so. That's why I didn't get it. That's why I didn't activate it. That's why I didn't select it. Okay, so apparently we got some 12 up in this bitch. I was about to say, like, get damn it ready to get the fucking thing. I'll take that. Take that because it has, in my opinion, a nicer Ash of War. so it's not too bad for, not too bad, but I kinda wanna go for chain attack finishers.
Ow.
Like, ow, you fucker. Oh, come on, Raider, come on. There you go. Like, we got to go.
Ow.
They will damn told. Fuck. I was gonna go over there and see if I can get any, like, get a refill on my ship. Ow. Oh, smoke it even. 9. Oh wow. Alright, so now I got that. Move over here. See what kind of drops and stuff happen over here. So we'll keep this for the time being because, you know, got some fire. Alright, level 10. So we got here, some more flies. Protection. Ooh, Black Flame Blade. I will actually take that. Cause that there can be very nice. I don't know what it is, but like every time I see black, some thing that has Black Flame Blade, it's like, yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm definitely gonna take this. Especially like if I'm playing as Iron Eye. If I'm playing Iron Eye and I get Black Flame Blade, I'm like, oh yeah, this is gonna be a thing right here. Alright. I'm actually gonna get some HP. A little bit of the HP. Oh, we were going one way, now we're going another. Last. Okay, so if we're lucky, we'll be able to get at least a total of 8 flash because we'll get 7. We'll get the base. We'll get 7 from this route, from this little expedition, plus the plus the additional flask at the beginning Right at the end of the day. We need to hurry up and try and kill the fucker. Alright. Yeah, we need to try and get that church over there. It's like, why am I slowing down for... Alright, well, I guess they don't want the shot if they don't want to come try and get it. Try to take all the shards at least. Cause Starlight shards could be useful. Especially for me. I have this. Strength and faith. That breaks down to the enemy is... I'm about to say, where's our raider at going? Edge. Kind of curious to see like what's up top. I guess while I'm also here. I'll put my shield up a little bit. Alright, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna peep up top. Sound like someone on a horse. Okay, tree sentinel. Not too bad. A bit of snow. Yeah, not sure. I don't mind. I don't mind a little frozen needle action. It looks like they are going up top. Attack power. What the fuck? I was trying to do a ting. Like I was trying to do a ting and some other ting got in my way. Let's see what's up here. Pass one more ball. Oop. Die faster, please. Like, die fast, please. Thank you. Nox, Dragonkin Soldier.
Ow. Oh, get out of the storm. Alright. I got spruce ammo recovery, sure. Alright. Oh, wow, wow, wow. Alright, let's see. I'm just going to get rid of that. There. I think your onions went AFK. Hopefully the recluse doesn't like try to start the thing. That's funny. Alright. Owie, owie, owie. Alright, phase 2. There we go. I didn't know what he was doing at first, but I was like, oh wait, I see you got a thing on your back. Nice. Very nice, very nice, very nice. And apparently I was one level short compared to those two. But it's fine. I kind of figured probably much is gonna happen. Yeah, especially because, you know, because the little thing, I'm like, oh, I want, you know, the backable, okay, backable stuff, you know? It's not bad, but don't overuse it. But it's not too bad of a thing for a recluse. The only thing I have to do is just smoke it like a great sword. Hmm. Alright, so same thing the past was taken care of. So now it's time for Augur. And you know, I would say, and you know what's kind of funny? Even though like I'm not like the biggest fan of facing Everdark Augur, but I would almost say in this case, like you know what, like I kind of would wish, I kind of wish that Everdark Augur was actually in this rotation of Everdark Sovereign bosses, because then, you know, all I had to do was like, you know, because then pretty much all I had to do was just, you know, like just like you know, just like, you know, just have like my, you know, maybe like get my shield upgraded a bit. You know, maybe
find like some stuff that would, give me healing and, what have you, and then, oh, big itchy. Plus, that would give me an excuse, to try and, do some more sovereign sigil grinding. Yeah, well, let's see what happens here. Main thing to more or less hope for is try and get some, try and get some lightning stuff. Because if there's one thing, if there's one random advice that I probably would give, and I think, and I would say like I think to anyone that would be obvious, is know who you're going, like know what boss you're going, you're aiming towards, and find whatever and find something that gives the status effect of the main effective weakness for whatever that boss may be. So like for Tricephalos and Helister, you want to try to do something with Holy. Do a thing with Noster or Caligo, you want to do something with Fire. Fucking Augur and Dark Drift Knight, you want to do something with Lightning. Libra, I would say, is one of those cases where it's like, you'd be very lucky to find some, I think like with Libra, you'd be like extremely lucky to, to find something. I feel like you'd be like very lucky to try and find like the main effective weakness that that he's known to be prone towards. So like in so I think like in so I think like in that case, like maybe try to find something like like either like maybe like Holy, maybe Poison or Scarlet Rot at most, then you should be make me good from there. Alright. Found a session for Augur. Oh my. We got the ladies. We got the ladies of the Augurs. Johnny Long and Hiriku's dad? That's a hell of a name. Oh. But yeah, other than that though, what was I gonna say? Yeah, other than that though, like, that's about like, go for. But I guess one thing I can kind of talk about is, like it might be, I guess you say like it might be like, catered towards like a slight announcement type thing. But hopefully sometime in October, because I don't know exactly it's the when, because I don't know like what, when it's going to be per se. But I technically have a little bit of an, but I have an idea of I'm wanting to hopefully, oh, whatever jail thing there. Basically what I was trying to say, like I was wanting to do a bit of a thing where sometime in October I'm gonna be trying to do like a little thing with Raider and Night Rain. And
we're doing like a little fun run type thing. And the theme, and the theme, if you will, is it's going to be. And the theme of it the theme of it's going to be what I like to call the meta raider. So basically, what's going to happen is, um, I'm going to be playing as Raider. Like, ew, he hit me. Okay, but yeah, so basically what's going to happen is, hopefully, is sometime in October, I'm going to be doing a thing where I'm going to be playing as Raider, and I'm going to be doing a build that I refer to as the Meta Raider. And in this build, it's going to have the double balancer relics. Ow! It's going to have the double balancer relics and the yellow Evergel relic. It's going to be it's gonna have the red and blue balancer relics, and it's going to have the yellow Evergel relic that you see at the bottom that you see on slot 3 of Recluse. Now, I say like probably for that instance, I may sort of like break that quote unquote like that one rule about like not trying to do DLC bosses. But I'd say, it's kind of, oh. But I'd say like it's more or less like kind of rare. Oop. I want that. But yeah, like that's pretty much that's pretty much the plan right now. I'm like is. It might start like sometime in October, sometime in like beginning of October, whatever. But the idea is, like I said, I'm gonna be trying to do a Meta Raider playthrough. I'm gonna be using double balancer relics and the Everdrill relic, and I'm gonna just see what happens. And again, like I said, like I might break that one little rule of not doing the Everdark. I mean not the Everdark, the DOC bosses. But I might probably do those like as like a last like a last moment type thing. Where it's like like after I've beaten all the main bosses in the game, then I'll attempt to try and play through
DLC bosses. I'll take that for now, just kind of, bring it along. Especially like, when we get closer to the recluse, be like, drop it there. I am curious, I'm curiously excited to, try and, play around with that. Feeding image restores FPV. I know that's one thing that the recluse might want, but in that case the FPV thing is something I'm going to keep. But yeah, I can tell right away though that it's a Black Knife Assassin because we saw the health. You can see like the health bar kind of got cut off there a little bit. What he was. Tot vän findo. Don't mind me a bloody heroes from time to time. Alright, I'll put that there. What do they get? Okay, they got that. Apparently they both got that. Oh, thank you. I'll just do that just in case anyone of them wants it. Braggart's Roar. Hi, motherfucker. Take that, rewind it back. Take that, rewind it back. Oh wait, I just randomly realized I have both a thing for restoring HP and FP. blocking. Like them being little bitch and blocking. Ooh. I'll actually take that. Let's see. Let's see what's in these chests. Stone one, I'll take that. Son of a bitch. Well, I reckon we're gonna do that, just in case. In case you ain't one of them wants it. Oh boy, boy, boy. Eh. I'm late. Oh wow, wow, wow. I think over in particular, just yo, why the fuck are you over there? God damn it, like you ain't completely 360. Oh, what is it? Ow, get off me! I think it's gonna be worm face, unfortunately. I need you motherfuckers to drop some shit. Woo. Critical hit, successful guarding, successive attacks, restore HP. Good. Choices, choices, choices. Oh,
my choices, man. It's too little time. Yo, hippio. Man. Ow. I know there's so much here. Alright, max level 10. Didn't mean to do that. I see a giant hand. I think one thing I'm definitely gonna try and keep is this gargoyle's halberd, because it has FP restoration upon landing attack. That hand is be hanging on the edge. Trying to figure out that pathing that they're going. Figure out the pathing that they're going for.
Commander Standard. Standard of the Commander. What but it's can't do it. Like so many choices up in here. I was like, what do we want to go? What do we want to go down? Oh. Because at the end of all, it's like, yeah, you know, it's like, yeah, you know, we will be going, we'll be able to go there eventually. Alright, I'm going to check these boys. Sometimes, I do say sometimes, they could drop some pretty nice stuff. Especially when we might get like legendary gold shit. Like that, for example, you know. Well, you know, sometimes you could get gold, sometimes you could get purple. So, yeah, so overall, you know, it just kind of depends. You know, so basically in a nutshell, like, you know, if you have, like, if you feel like you have enough time to look and everything, you know, if you have the crater shifting earth, you know, just go down that little area and, you know, see what's up. Alright. Yeah, one thing I will be doing is hopefully getting at least my, my shield of +1. Owie. Yeah, I'll go from there. If I can at least get, if I can get my shoot a +1 at least, then... God damn it. A height when it's too hard to... And that's, I guess usually that's kind of like one little thing, one thing I kind of hate about Night Rain. Is that you can only have like fucking, you can only have like 2 talismans. Unlike in regular Elden Ring, you can have 4. I said, I was really hoping that my ultimate would have stopped the motherfucker. Of course. Come on, hit him. Alright, I'm gonna go Commander Standard. I'm gonna do Visit, let's go Commander Standard. Hopefully we can book out in time. I don't know, I don't know about those 2. Yep. And I will say, like, I know that, I know that feeling, you know, that you're so far, you know, you're so far into the thing, and the next thing you know, it's like, yeah, unfortunately we're not gonna have enough time. Ow. Bitch.
cannot see a fucking thing. We got a Rolly Boy. Ow. Oh, fuck you. So, I was trying to, like, hopefully get Stan to break his ass. Ow, 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 ow! Fucking hate Windows roll. Got him. Oh, there's a couple things like if you want, you're like maximum stamina or fucking ultimate art, faster ultimate art charge. Part of me was like, yeah. Alright, first things first, I'll put shield up, and I can't get anything else. Bum to letter. What can you do? Bitch. Really? So now we. I say, where is my fucking targeting? I think he's going in the face too. He's going to drop ding. Ow. How did I get hit by that? Like I literally blocked. Oh! God damn it, dude. We were so close. Oh! If Augur didn't fucking send out those things, we would have had that. I hate that so much. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. Cause I kind of want, cause I kind of don't want to end off on that because I feel like we got cheated out of that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go use the bathroom, Probably get me something to drink, probably like Coke or something. You know, 'cause I want to have some, something, to drink when you want to do this. And then we're going to attempt to we're going to attempt to on one more auger expedition. And if we could be able to get through that, and everything without, any bullshit like, what happened, about, like, what just happened, then I will VOD the stream, including, having that, that moment where, we unfortunately lost. But if we don't, somehow, like, either, like, A, get into another auger session, or unfortunately we have another, lost auger name, then, then I'll probably just do a thing of, like, then I'll probably do a thing of, like, saving the Sentient Pest expedition. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to blue screen you guys. I'm also going to mute my mic, so I'll be right back. If anyone's in the chat, that's lurking, I'll be back soon, so, yeah. Alright, I am back. Got me, a SOD plep, as some would say. But yeah, we were so damn close, cause like, cause I think like I literally had an ultimate art ready, and I was like, trying to do a thing, I was like, oh, I want, to like, cause the idea, well, the idea in my head was like, I was going to try and, cause I saw, unfortunately, the others went down, right? So what I was going to try and do was, I was going to try and get the Revenant up. I was trying, I was like, because of the whole situation with me fucking, unfortunately, getting put to sleep almost. But like, I was gonna like, I was gonna try and get the Revenant up, pop my ult, hold the ult, so that way, we can all, get a refill of our health back, and then hopefully try and finish off, Augur. Cause like, cause we were doing so damn good, and even though, like, I don't know if I would say, like, it was like, like full on coordinator or what have you, but I'd say, like, for the most part, because from what I was sort of seeing, um, it seemed as though, like, the Revenant and the Recluse were able to, like to nail Augur directly, and even though, like, even though, like, I didn't have anything that, like projectile type stuff, the idea that I was trying to go for, was to try and, like, deal with those little, like, those little, like, you know, little grabby hand looking thing, like, the slapping around and whatnot. Um, because, because that, because the idea was I was hoping to like, because the idea was like I was trying to like do like groundwork type stuff while those two were doing stuff in the air more or less. But like but like like while they were fighting, while they were hitting Augur directly, my idea was like trying to deal with those little grabby hand things. Because if you take them out, then for one, you'll be able to not worry about them slapping the shit out of you. But two, you can also but two, it has like these little like I'm gonna say like I'm gonna call them like damage bubbles. But basically like what happens is thing dies. There's like you got like a little like bubble stuff and all that, and it goes directly to Augur, and it does some damage. May not be like the biggest amount of damage, but it still does damage nonetheless. Because I guess you could say like I guess you could say that's kind of like the one thing I've learned over the years of playing this game, especially the countless amount of times that I've went up against Augur. Cause yeah, yeah, like, sometimes you might have those moments where it's like you might have those moments sometimes where it's like you um you might be close you might be close down to the ground and you're able to take some shots that way. But other than that, it's like if he's moving around, but if Augur's moving up and about and everything, um, then then it's like you have to try to find other little ways to hurt them, even if it might not be as much as like like physical, you doing damage by like your weaponry or incantations or what have you. But yeah, so because we're going on a little bit longer than I was anticipated because of all that. Achoo! 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 I'd say that if we don't get anything, I'd say that if we don't somehow get around a session around 2 hour 30 mark or maybe 3 hour mark at most, then probably what I'll do is then probably what I'll do is um, I'll end stream and I'll VOD the Scythian Pest run, and then probably like sometime my active week of streaming you know I might I might try and do Augur plus next boss after that. Hold on. Give me a second. I'm actually gonna check something. Because part of me is a bit randomly curious. Hmm. Sorry, I was seeing if I was trying to think of like finding the those two individuals and whatnot. Um, cause I don't know why, but like in my head, I was thinking about like, hey, maybe if I message them, be like, hey, I'm streaming right now. Do you want to have like another possible attempt at going against Augur, but I don't know. I kind of feel like either I kind of feel like his premise either like fall on deaf ears or probably be just like I'm done with it. So yeah. That was, I say like that was, that was still a good run. Even like we had a close call, even though unfortunately, um, the Revenant and the Recluse, didn't make it, didn't make it, they lost, their, they both lost the level and, their runes and whatnot, and, they were a bit lower level than I, ended up being. I'd say like, it was still a good little run. And did pretty good. But even if we lost, but even though we lost, it was still a good little run. And we have some decent little stuff. I'd say the one thing I would say like I feel like the one thing that was nice to have had was that gargoyle's halberd with the FP restoration upon landing attacks. So it's like we use that a little bit, get some like a decent amount of FP back, and then we could possibly we could possibly be able to to like use the blood flame blade, just and all that. Which I believe, on regular Elden Ring, because I did technically make a, I did basically make a Guardian, character on regular Elden Ring, but but yeah, it's like I did make a Guardian build on Elden Ring, but I'd say like between that, but I'd say like between that one versus the one Night Rain, that Night Rain's actually better because for whatever reason, unlike in that because for some odd reason, um, in regular Elden Ring you can't build do the thing. You can't build do the thing of like having your halberd, your shield up, and using your halberd to to attack. It's always like it's always like like that. So I'd say the thing, but so I say like kind of like the one thing between my Guardian and Night Range Guardian is that he's more towards spears compared to halberds. Even though like he does have the commander standard, but that's mostly, I feel like that's at mostly used for like kind of like buffing, do like a little bit of a little bit of a buff before the boss fight. I did end up managing to do a little thing though. I did manage to do a little. I did manage to end up doing a little thing though. Um, in regular Elden Ring, what I managed to do was I managed to get the HP Rapier for my Guardian, and I made it to where it has, and I made it to where it's like it does like a trio proccing type effect. just randomly want to try and do this because I might try and even though it's gonna be for funsies more or less, but like I'm kind of thinking about like trying to see if I can make some sort of like some sort of like random image out of that. Maybe like some sort of random ass wallpaper or something. Back to the thing now. So what I did was um I have the Commander Standard, mostly use it, and I mostly use it for like gloves, but sometimes I might kind of use it, to like so I get like some hits in. Um, I have, I think I have like Mesmer's Spear, because I think like Onyx was like, hey, this is a nice little thing to have, probably one of the, probably one of, if not the one of the best spears. So I did that. And because I wanted do to kind of keep things how like it is. I also did get the Asper Rapier. A I got the Asper Rapier. Um, I got the Asper Rapier, and it has the trio a trio proccing effect thing. Somebody don't know who to choose. Okay, I guess we're gonna be an executor. Anyway, so the Asper Rapier has innate Scarlet Rot. I also gave it a blood infusement thing, so it has, so it has two. So I guess you has, I guess you say it can have like two procs you can do right off the bat, and then, um, and then it has Poisonous Mist for the Ash of War. So basically, you could be able to do a third proc. Huh. Val, Poisonous Mist. I hope this executor is not regretting their decision to play executor. Alright, so we got Guardian Golem. Just doing that as a bit of backup. Wait, how am I getting, oh, it's from the Wilder's passive thing. Like, bruh, always get that. Yeah, so if you come into a place like this, always one thing you want to try and do, at most, is you want to try and, you want to try and get the map. Alright, so stuff around here, so try and take advantage of that. My pop for that. Alright, so looking for a chest, which usually means it's around here somewhere. Here we go. Brand new, yep. Take my pot for that. Alright, see if we can catch up with the fellers. Like, wait for me, please. Oh, I see Loretta's bitch ass. I'm gonna try and get this church over here because I don't know if that's to win or if, it wouldn't come through this way. Alright, so right now we do have a lightning-based weapon. So until otherwise, until maybe get something a little bit better. But I'm gonna try and keep it. A magic Night Rider glaive. Now, what do you got today, Shopkeep? My butt for that. Bah. See, Banished Knights. I'll just do that for the hell of it right now. Even though it's like, you know, it's always that little ting of like, you know, hoping for the best that, you know, you can probably get something a lot better. Alright, let's see. Spinning slash. Don't mind if I do. Take guts from Swallow and Swamp. We'll take some max PV raised. Man, like, do I really want? Okay, well, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go down here, refill my stuff. I'm gonna refill my stuff, get a couple of levels in.
if I can get up here as quickly as possible, like. That way I can hopefully outpost. Get old right through you. That little bitch. Ahoo! Okay. Alright, so day 2. Got a new talisman to play around with. Warming stones. What is... Not going from God Jerk to fucking this thing. Black Flame Tornado. Curiouser and curiouser. I guess I'll do that. Alright. Go here for some lightning, and then hopefully after that we can go. Well, yeah. Oh joy, oh boy, it's this place. Fucking level absorb. Ow. Moving up my fucking levels. I hope we can somehow find Noster and kill him, and that way we will get like, some ruins every now and then. They say to look. They say the one thing. They say the best way, more or less, like find out where Noster might be, is to like look at the, look at those, like particle effect things. Somehow none of those hit. Alright. Executor found them. Alright, got him. Enemy felled. Power gained. Intelligence. Stay in great amount of ruins from enemies on rare occasions.
God damn it. It's gonna fucking get away. God damn it. It fell, it literally fell on the in like probably the worst possible spot. Like literally the worst possible spot to fucking, you know, to do. Oh, I got a Serpent Hunter. This attacks negate damage. Use that most for the passive ability. I see another. No, those are really good. Oh, hold on. Maybe it may have been a little bit, but you know, a no skill thing is always nice to have. Says attack destroyer HP. I was about to say, like, where the fuck is the damn grease? Because I would like to go to refill my shit. Well, I think I'm going to go here.
if you don't mind. Alright. Wait, hold on. Earning up navigation. As much as that would be nice, I think I'm good with what I got for right now. Let's take those. Take those, be on my way. Ow, I was feeling. Uh-oh. Ouch. I thought they were gonna get me. Ah, I got grabbed.
try lightning. Okay. Level 14. I can't do much of anything, so. Wait, hold on. Does this require smithing stone 2 or 1? Look. Alright. One last hurrah. Let's see if we can get lucky. Hopefully we can be able to get our... Hopefully we can get our revenge on Augur. Oh. Wilder's got the idea. Why are my attacks going through it? you're gonna drop another bomb. I hate when my attacks don't go through, or don't register. Ow. We're just all doing our ults. Alright. So... I'll keep it for now, even though I'm probably not going to use it as much. Keep for now, sell, and sell. Okay. So... Yeah, we've now we got our revenge on Augur, and I am happy. I am happy about that. Now I can go to, as they say, rest easy, on the fact that 2 more bosses are done and dusted. So, yeah. Alright, so before I do my stuff and things, I'm gonna switch my name. I'm gonna change my name back to Mr. Romo Roses. Okay, so next time I do this, I'll be trying to go for Equilibrious Beast and Dark Death Knight, aka Augur and Fulgor, or aka Libra and Fulgor. Alright, so let me check my calendar stuff real quick, cause that's going to determine how many streams of DVD I probably will be doing. Because the idea that I have is, well, if I can remember correctly, I think on the 16th of this month is when the final part of, is the finale of the 10th anniversary event, aka the Black Banquet. So I'm kind of thinking to myself, like, what the, what do I want to try and do there? Okay, so it's, oh, okay, so it's on Thursday. Okay, so it's on Thursday the 16th. So probably what I might do is on Monday I'll try and do more of I'm through hell or high water, more basically. I'm probably I'll be trying to do some more Dead by Daylight with the event and everything. Um,
And maybe on Tuesday I might do it as well. Just to see like what the what may or may not be left. Um, if I don't if I don't stream DVD on Tuesday, then I might kind of do like I might do kind of like a late thing or something like that. Maybe like a random maybe like a random Let's Play live on Wednesday or something like that at most. Because like I said, Thursday for the time being is when the event's going to be over. So yeah. Yeah, we are going to end, and we're going to try to see if we can raid someone. Um, don't know exactly as to who I'm going to raid, so that's going to be the beauty of it. I'm going to get the raid stuff set up here, in case if anyone's lurking about in the chat, and they want to be a part of the raid. There's a raid message, let people know that you're coming from my little stream. Alright. Hold on, okay, that's them. I see Benicula streaming. Hmm. I was kind of thinking that maybe they were like it was an early stream thing like they had live. Alright, out of curiosity, um, let's see if there's anyone on Night Rain. Sheesh. Okay, I see one person right now. Hmm. Okay. Oh my word. Well, see about maybe this. Right, for right now at least. But yeah, so
I'm gonna kind of talk with you guys a little bit, especially because the streamer we're going to see if we can right into is in the BRB screen. But yeah, so this is the current plan that I kind of have for right now in terms of upcoming streams. Probably on Mac and Wiki streaming on Monday and Tuesday. It's gonna be a double little thing of DVD at most. Um, Friday might either be possible Ion Fury, or I might or I might try maybe do like some stuff with more Night Ray. Do my little my little Guardian my little Guardian build playthrough. Saturday we'll be shooting them up Saturday. At most, I'm probably looking at some Doom mod to play around in. And then Sunday at most will probably be some more Outlaws remastered to continue my first playthrough of that because I have not played Outlaws before, even from like the original, let alone the remastered. Um, the idea, hopefully, is we make some progress and everything like that. Because I don't know exactly how many times I'm gonna be playing through Outlaws. Honestly, not to say that like it's not to say like it's a bad game, but it's just one of those games where it's like I might do like a thing or two and then probably like uninstall it for a little while and then maybe come back to it one day. Because I do have like a handful of games that I want to try and hopefully get to someday on the channel. It may not be like guarantee like a soon right away type of thing, but there are some stuff at most. So yeah, but yeah, I'm gonna be trying to hopefully do those things, and everything. Like I said, I might try and do like a like maybe like a random Let's Plays live sometime on Wednesday. Kind of have like like maybe kind of have like a possible one last hurrah on the event, unless they somehow like decided to extend it for who knows how long. Because sometimes behavior can have those moments where it's like, oh, you think something's going to end, and all of a sudden it gets extended by who knows how long. But but other than that though, just want to say first and foremost, thank you guys so much for watching. I really and truly appreciate it. Even if things even if things might be might have been pretty quiet, like was like not no one really chit chatting and stuff like that. But I know, but that, like I know that there are those who like to lurk, which I don't I don't mind people who lurk. Like if you want to lurk and just enjoy the show or whatever, it's completely fine. Um, and I guess you say like I've kind of grown. I've kind of like grown and adapted to it. Where it's like if like if there's nothing really going on in chat, then I'll probably just like focusing on the game more and just trying to see what happens. Then like and then like maybe those times where it's like I'll have like a random reaction or something. But yeah, um, but yeah, this person's still on BRB. I don't know exactly how long they're going to be for. They've been streaming for about 8 hours at most, but they're in the night ring category, so I'm just like, oh, okay, well, see how that goes. But yeah, if you enjoyed what you saw today though, and you're watching this on Twitch, feel free to give the channel a follow and become a Rumble Maniac today. If you don't follow me anywhere else online, you can check out my YouTube, give it a like and sub and everything like that.
feel free to follow me on Twitter as well, maybe Blue Sky also, even though like, I don't really post on there, but I have an account there. And until I see you all in the next video or live stream, as always, take care everybody, and I hope you all have a good week or weekend.